Coming up next on the Loc'D podcast. With that being said, we got a special guest today. Sasha, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Americorp is a program dedicated to reaching out to communities and bettering situations.
Oh, wow. I'll look at it. I'm like, but if you want to grow your own chickens, have your own chickens and just, make eggs like that.
What's a belief you've held that has changed over time?
Okay. What's a belief? You are now watching the Loc'D podcast, brought to you by the DSJ Studio Productions. Loc'D podcast. How y'all doing today? I hope y'all doing good. Hope y'all enjoying the weekend. You know what I'm saying? The weather's been going crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long time since we done an episode, but I apologize. Like I said, it's been crazy. With that being said, we got a special guest today. Sasha, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Well, I'm doing better now.
Yeah. That being said, I hope y'all enjoy. Like I said, it's gonna be a very different podcast because Sasha does not want to be put on camera, and so what we gonna do is, like I said, we're gonna work around her and gonna put a cover over it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, with that being said, we appreciate y'all for watching the last episodes. Like I said, it's been 3 weeks. Thank y'all for y'all support. It would not be done without y'all, for real. Like I said, I try to do this. I do this for fun, and I don't want y'all to feel like y'all are obligated to watch. But the thing is, it's like, man, it's so motivating for me to just continue to do this because of y'all's support, for real. So with that being said, we're gonna get to the scripture of the day. Scripture of the day is Mark 16:15. Then Jesus said to them, "Go to all people everywhere in the world. Tell God good news to everyone." So, man, just tell everybody, how good God is. You know what I'm saying? Because God has been wonderful for us all. You know what I'm saying? Continue to be great, in your own way, but don't do it with your alone. Allow God to be your focus, and don't do it just because, you're want to build your own brand, or you want to make yourself known. You know what I'm saying? None of this could happen without God. So of course, allow God to be your focus. Allow God to be your driving force for what you want to do in this life, because like I said, we only live once, and we need to push ourselves to be better each and every day. Mm-hmm. In a world that's crazy, you know what I'm saying? We just gotta prepare for war. You know what I'm saying? Not for, hopefully, no war, seriously. But we just gotta prepare for a mental war. You know what I'm saying? And allow God to cleanse your mind and spirit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, of course, man. Again, appreciate y'all for watching. So I finally did something different today. Got questions I typed up. Because, you know what I'm saying, normally I be unprepared, and so I wanted to do something a little bit different. But Sasha,
Yes.
where are you from?
I am from South Carolina. But my story kind of goes beyond that a little bit. I have been all over as a kid, so I never really stayed in one place for very long. And it's been really nice.
Right. I guess y'all know, but I'm from I come from a lot of places: Augusta, Columbia, Lexington.
Nice.
Yeah, it's insane. I've been at Lexington for 7 years, whatnot. Yeah, about 6-7 years. I was in Columbia for like 15 of those years. I was in Augusta for because then I'll be 23. I'm not 23. I'm 22. But like 13 years, Columbia, 7 years. 7 years, or 5. I don't know. Like I said,
You have a favorite?
My favorite, It's Columbia, because like I said, I've known
Yeah.
everything down there. I kind of grew up with. You know what I'm saying? I'm familiar with the downtown area.
Just a little bit. I know about 5 Points.
Yeah. Oh, 5 Points. Yeah. That's what people. OG would normally say. He'd be like, "Hey man, shoot, they about to go to drop 5 Points to cry because the game cost lost that day."
Oh,
like,
goodness.
Like, yeah. I was like, yeah, they are. You know, I'm a Georgia fan, so I can talk trash. But with that being said, yeah, like Columbia is my favorite area. But I do have a deep place for Augusta because like my situations down there, like I hate saying this, but like my dad passed down there, and so I have a deep connection down there in Augusta. But with that being said, like Augusta was fun. You know what I'm saying? You could tell the difference between Columbia's culture, Columbia slang, and Augusta slang.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely.
So you know what I'm saying, going to a all white school to going to like a black school, yeah, it's very different too with that. And it's fun. Like I said, I went to Lexington, but then I graduated from Butler my 12th grade year. Okay. So it was amazing, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, Columbia's like home to me.
That's good.
Yeah.
Nice to have home.
Yeah. So normally my co-host would ask this question. So he would be like, "What high school did you go to, and what was your high school's mascot?"
Oh my goodness, I actually did not go to high school.
You did not?
I did not go to high school, and I do not have a high school. I'm the mascot. How about that?
Oh my. Oh my.
So my schooling was mostly like online and homeschool situation. So I grew up a lot to myself, and that was about it. Like, schooling was pretty much me and computers and teachers online. And if not that, I did go to a homeschool situation where there were parents who were teaching, like a small group of kids, and it'll be me and one other student that were in the same grade, but that was about it.
Okay. So, I mean, just because, they know, but my mascots were a bulldog and a wildcat.
What?
Yeah, bulldog and a wildcat.
That is two opposite ends of the spectrum right there.
Lexington was a wildcat. Butler was a bulldog. The thing was, when I went to Butler, because it's kind of like Butler has like two different schools. Like, his name George P. Butler, but the school's name is Butler. And then they just recently changed their logo. I just noticed it because I had a podcast I did, and we were talking about high schools, and I looked it up, and I was like, Butler used to be having that bulldog. It used to have a bulldog on it. Now it's more of I call it a Harvard look.
Okay.
Because it's like it has like the B in the middle, and it has like the little roses on the side. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, I don't know what made them want to change the logo, but I understand. And I maybe if I went to Augusta, and if I went to that school again, it probably didn't change the logo from that perspective. But I'd like to go back to see what that school
okay did. Okay, so this is my question. Would you, if you had a chance to do it all over again, would you go back to high school and do it all over again with the knowledge that you have now? Would you do it again?
Interesting. I probably would, because like I said, I probably would have, in so many cases, I probably would have had a higher GPA. Like I said, though, although I would have to deal with my dad dying again.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, like, yes, I would. In logic of, let's say if everything was already at 2025, and I had to go back again to do it. If I'm talking about 2021 and I had to do it again, I would not do it, only because of that.
Right.
But yeah, I would sit there and actually like do it again. Like I said, I haven't really gone to football games. I've only been like 2 when I was at Lexington.
Right.
So I would like to go to see what football was like. And then also I have a dude that used to be watching over me. You know what I'm saying? And he does fishing. Like he fishes. And so I love fishing.
Okay.
So I mean, like I said, it would be nice to meet Mr. Nero again, and just talk to him about some things, because he was like, we was talking about earlier, like he was brutally honest.
Yeah.
Bro, he was brutally honest about everything.
Oh my.
Even the teachers there, he was like, man, these kids come to me because, man, she always treat them disrespectfully and stuff, and she's gonna get herself fired.
Oh boy.
And I'm like, bro, Mr. Nero had no filter.
Tell the truth.
He had no filter, but then that's one thing I like about him today. I've also got like connections from when I was at Butler still to this day. Mm-hmm. I still talk to Mr. Nero. Like, not as much, but I still talk to Mr. Nero. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like those connections for sure. If I had to go back to Lexington, I would not like it, because the only thing was everyone knew me, and they would try to trigger me again. They would try to figure out a way to trigger me and irritate me. And that's why I didn't like going there.
So with everything in the world changing the way that it is now, and it being 2025, would you like, let's say, do a high school career all over again in 2025? How would you feel about that? Because it's a different ball game than it was,
No,
before.
I think I rather have it to where it's now, where I'm like a sophomore in college. I should be a junior, but where it's a sophomore in college. You know what I'm saying? Because I get to focus on now what my future will hold. Mm-hmm. If I go back 5 years, then it's like, man, I'm wasting time. You know what I'm saying? And think about it. Let's say this, right? Let's say if I can't change my age at all, I'll be 27 in high school.
Well, no, definitely not. No, I was just saying, like, if you had to do it all over again, because one of the things that me and my sister had a conversation about when I was coming towards the end of my high school career was, how, like, what's the next step? What do we do? And my sister told me that her last year, and like I think the night before her graduation, she had a nightmare that she had to start all over again. And I thought about it, and I'm like, man, could I do this all over again? And not even so much as do this all over again. Would I want to? If I had to start from 9th all the way up again, and from 14 years old, would I want to? And I'm like, no. The answer is no. That is a nightmare for me. So is.
Well, to answer that question, I probably would not have done that, because the only reason why is like, I want to make sure that like I said, I'm focused on the now. If I go back in the past, at 14 years old, that's my 7th grade year, but 13 years old, trying to focus on everything that's been going on, then I probably would have had the same result. You know what I'm saying? Now if I say this, 6th grade first time, because I did have to stay back. If I did 6th grade the first time and graduated when I was 17 instead of 18, I would have done that. But like I said, everything happens for a reason. And like I said, it was fun. Like high school, like middle school and high school was like fun. The only issue was people would just always try to pick on me and all that.
Yeah.
But if that was taken out of the picture, then I'll go back to high school or middle school. I'll go back and enjoy, you know what I'm saying, getting people pissed off, playing dodgeball and PE. You know what I'm saying? That was my thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, PE. I mean, playing football in 8th grade, I would love to do that again. But then the only difference is I probably would have tried it in high school too. But like I said, the teachers at that time told me like, hey man, focus on your classwork. So if anything, yes, I would do it for, like I said, just to have that experience of like, well, I've been in 6th grade again, and I already done this. But if I had the mindset that I had now and at 13, yeah, a lot, it would have been a lot easier.
Gotcha.
It'd been a lot easier. That was a good question.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Thank you.
So the next question I have for you is, what made you want to go to USC Aiken after high school?
Okay, so I didn't initially go to USC Aiken after high school. I wanted to do a program that was going to give me time to, figure myself out. But I ended up going to Greenville Technical College, and then I went from Greenville Tech to Denmark Technical College, and then I went from Denmark Tech to USC Aiken. So I ended up coming to USC Aiken, thinking my, credits were going to transfer and it was going to be, great. I was going to start from like a sophomore or junior, and that did not happen. I pretty much had to start from scratch. And I was an industrial engineering major, and it just seemed every single year, it never seemed to fail that something would come up. I would get sick or some disaster would end up happening. And I had to really take a step back and figure out what it was that, was going on and how to change this, because it was ruining my self-care and mental health. So I decided to take a break for about 2 years, and then I'm recently back for environmental earth systems science.
Yeah. Like I said, I'll tell you my story because I don't know you like that. But my story comes from a background, and I've told you personally, but my story comes from a background of my friend Roland. And he was like, I was going through some suicidal thoughts, right?
Yeah.
And his mother, he had asked his mother if I could stay over. And they've already had this conversation behind my back, asking if they want me to go to college or not. So they was like, hey, D, my mom wants you. I was like, all right, go downstairs. She was by the computer, and she was like, hey, how you doing? I was like, I'm doing good. She was like, how's everything going mentally? I was like, everything's going good. Everything is kind of shaky right now, but I'm trying to push myself. She's like, have you ever thought about going to college? And I said, no, I never really thought about going to college. It's just gonna be a waste of time. And she was like, well, stop talking about the things that you can do in a regular sense. Go ahead and go to college, because you do not want to waste your time, basically, like in the area you're in. So, of course, as I tell people all the time, I think of it as a life or death situation. So, what do I mean by that? If I stayed at where I was, I would have probably ended my life there.
Oh, wow.
If I chose to go to college, I don't know where I would go, but at least it'll probably keep me away from where I was.
Yes.
So, chose college. Now, the hard part was, hey, maybe my GPA was not that good in high school. That's another reason why I would go back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My
same.
GPA was not the best. So I was like, okay, well, in college, I would have thought, when I was looking at it, I was like, you need to have a 2.5 GPA in order to go to college. Like, I got a 2.2, so I don't know if I qualify. But then the chancellor called me, and he was like, huh?
Right.
Yeah, and he was asking me some questions that was kind of like, that was making me worried, because I took a math class that's weird. That's very weird. And it was like, what math class is this? And I was like, I don't know, Butler teaches it differently. You know what I'm saying? It was like, well, see, South Carolina don't normally have those classes. And I was like, well, I was in Georgia. So that was kind of different. So the next thing you know, there was like, they had asked, there was like, if your GPA is not the best, well, we'll do you a favor. If you can work hard, and if you keep your GPA above 2.0 at least, you can come to college. It's like, I promise I'll do that.
Wow, that's great.
So then next thing you know, 3 years later, I'm in college. Should be a junior, but you know what I'm saying, we getting there. Like I said, I've been working hard to try to get to that junior status. I become a junior over the summer because I'm taking summer classes.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so it's like, man, I'm one step closer to where I need to be, and hopefully nothing gets in the way of it. Myself or the world. But
you know, I'm honestly hoping for your success, because that is amazing. You know, sometimes this is a rough start, and then you move forward and you find your footing along the way. It takes some time. I have a similar story too, but you know, we're here, we're doing it,
right.
and I'm a super duper senior.
Yeah. So I'll explain how this became a thing. So Miss Hartley, y'all know Miss Hartley was on the podcast 2 podcast episodes ago, and she wanted me to meet Sasha, because she said that she feels like 3 things could happen. Like she said that y'all will be friends, that she's very cool, and that she also joined the Americorp. Now see, I was going to ask, because I've kind of looked at it. I didn't type it up because I went to sleep.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask you, what is Americorp?
Americorp is a program dedicated to reaching out to communities and bettering situations. So there's different sections of Americorp. You have an environmental, where you can work at national parks, state parks, and then you have another part concerning people. It just depends on what is needed. So if you ever heard of the Peace Corps, and when they go off and they volunteer in other countries, it's the same concept, except it's here in the United States and it's national. It is a wonderful program, and I would encourage people to look into it.
Well, good thing, because the next question was, how do I sign up for Americorp?
So Americorp, you just go on the Americorp website, and you go on ahead and you look and you see what best fits your personality, what you want to do. Okay, some people want to work in the community locally, and they want to do that for only a couple of months, which they do have those kind of opportunities. And also, just to throw out there, senior citizens can also join Americorp and volunteer as well. Now, if you want to do what I did and go to another state and stay for a year, that requires a little bit more information, a little bit more into the application process, but it is there.
Right. Okay. So as I say that, you kind of explained this next question, but like, what are some things that you normally would do in an Americorp for like a position that you do? Like you said, you went to a different state, you know what I'm saying? From what I know, you worked at Yellowstone National Park, right?
So that was a different experience.
Yeah.
But I started off with Americorp in Maryland. I was in Maryland, and it was beautiful. It was amazing. I ended up working for the state park there, Greenbrier State Park. And there were a bunch of other crews there from different state parks, and you work with them and you join on projects across the state and you do different things. We went to Aztec Island to put up fencing for the sand dunes. We did some firework and gunpowder. You do a plethora of different things. You clear out invasive species. You camp. You learn how to camp if you don't know how to camp. You learn a lot of things. I learned how to use a chainsaw in the mountains. Okay?
Yeah.
In Boonesboro, Maryland.
Gotcha. Okay. So tell me like your experiences and how was it for you?
So when I went to Maryland, it was a bit rough, because it was winter, or it was becoming winter. It was actually fall. It was October. It was early October, September when I got there, and I didn't have a car or anything. So getting there was a bit tricky, And when I finally got there, I realized how cold it was. I am not used to that kind of cold, and I was in the mountains. No, okay?
Yeah.
So I had to learn how to acclimate to the weather. And you learn to do that by working outside. You're going to be outside.
Right.
And getting used to that. I had boots that I had to break in. That was something new.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not something necessarily new, but just, you know, these new boots and they give you everything that you need as well.
Right.
So my experience with that was I had to learn about communication and accountability and discipline. Now, I lacked in all three of those things. Now, not so much as accountability. I can admit when I'm wrong, but it's not so much as admitting, it's admitting and then coming up with a solution. And if there is no solution, then trying your very best to alter the behavior. Communication is something that is very important when you're in teams or crews, because you are out in remote places with maybe 3-4 other people, and anything can happen. You need to be able to communicate with your teammates. And as for discipline, it's the discipline to, you know, get to work on time, you know, getting to where you said that you're going to go and being where you need to be. So
right. Yeah, that's good, because like I said, a lot of times that when you're doing stuff, those are like the three main things that you have to have in order to be able to do what you need to do. This is a question I didn't ask, but what were some of the things that you enjoyed most about Americorp that you done?
Oh wow, I have done so many things. It's been ridiculous, the opportunity. So one of the things that I'm really proud of is getting my, you know, chainsaw experience in. I never dealt with a chainsaw before, and I was scared of it, terrified. You know, you learn about the parts of the chainsaw, how to clean it, how to remove the chain, what a dull chain looks like. And another thing that I was very proud of was passing my PAC test, which is a test for people who are going to become wildland firefighters.
Yeah. And
I got my certifications to become a wildland firefighter while I was in Maryland.
That's good. That's cool. Let's see. Did you ever meet anyone famous in Americorp?
Oh my goodness. No, actually I did not meet anyone famous, but I have heard other Americorp people meeting famous people. If you know David Goggins, they actually were talking about how he, you know, did some fire certifications, and how, you know, he was there right next to regular people getting his certifications.
Right.
So
yeah, that's cool. I ain't gonna lie. This was like 3 summers ago. Yeah, about 3 summers, like 2 summers ago. Yeah. I met an NBA player.
what?
Yeah. They have this thing called Peach Jam here. And it's like, yeah. So I met Matt Barnes.
Okay.
In the sack. The thing was, me and Darrell, my boy, shout out to him. They had kids coming up, you know, rising stars, I call them, playing basketball in the sack gym, and it was crowded, like it was packed.
Oh wow.
It was like intense. So when I looked at it and I was like, "Hey, Matt Barnes, is that Matt Barnes?" I said, he said, "Yeah." He's like, he was a real cool dude, you know what I'm saying? He let me take a picture with him. Darrell took a picture with him, and then Darrell said something crazy. He was like, "Hey man, you think I can beat you on one-on-one?" And now Matt Barnes.
Dead.
Now Matt Barnes is a retired NBA player. He played like 14 years in the league. He was like, "Man, shut up." He said, "Man,
no."
So yeah, I got the experiences of meeting famous people. I've actually been to an NBA game, and I've gotten close to some NBA players for real.
Wow.
You know, so
Ooh.
yeah, man, I've got the experiences of meeting a famous person, and it was cool because I thought Matt Barnes, like, he has a podcast too, and I thought he would kind of be like, kind of abrasive, kind of like cocky.
Right.
But nah, the dude was cool.
That's like one of the things that is kind of, weird about meeting, or the possibility of meeting someone that is famous, is that you're afraid that they're going to come off as a bit abrasive or rude because, they have all of this fame and everyone's paying attention to them. Mm-hmm. But when they are nothing like what you thought, sometimes it can be a good thing.
Right. For real. So my cousin, he be asking me some questions too, because I go to him to talk to him about some stuff. If the podcast, is, if I feel like the podcast needs some more questions, right? Mm-hmm. So the question he wanted me to ask was, what are 3 important issues that you want to address that's going on in the world?
3 important issues. Whew. That's a really good question. Because there are so many things happening right now, right? Mm-hmm. And I would hate to escape this is what I'll say. First thing, we are all getting older, Yeah. Our generation is coming up as world leaders. We may not feel like we have a lot of power, but we do. And we need to stand together in that power. Mm-hmm. All right?
Yeah.
Because there's no one that is going to be bigger than us right now. Not right now. Okay?
Yeah.
Older generations are dying off. Things are changing. And with that, here's the second.
Yeah.
We have to take care of our home. And when I say our home, I mean our planet. This is the only one we have. Mm-hmm. There's this idea that there's going to be this great escape to Mars, and that there's going to be terraforming, and that, there are going to be certain people that live happily ever after. And know that terraforming takes a very long time. Like, not within our lifetime. Not within your children's lifetime. The reality of the situation is we need to take care of what we have now. We've been blessed with a place that is the Garden of Eden. This is it. You have trees that help you breathe. You have water that gives you, the power to get up and go and wake up in the morning, and bring life into you. And you have the soil that gives you the food that you need and the nourishment, and we don't take in consideration that this is all there is.
Right.
And third, your mental health should be a priority. You should be a priority. Meaning, it doesn't mean that you have to throw everything to the wayside. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that you have to exhibit some amount of discipline with yourself, mm-hmm. and love for yourself, mm-hmm. so that you can love other people and care for other people.
Right.
And to care for the planet that we live on.
Right. All right. So I guess I have to say it too, because I never mentioned this, but first thing is this: stop killing each other. It's no purpose of you wasting your life killing someone else's. Mm-hmm. It's so many times that you feel like people will crowd up and there'll be shootings everywhere. Yeah. Recently in Philadelphia, there was a shooting at a parade for the Super Bowl when the Eagles won it, and 2 dudes got hurt from shooting. And it's like, bro, like, you just have common sense. You're making people look bad, for real.
Right.
Second thing is this: have a clear conscience on what you want to do in your future. If you want to sit there and waste time on the things that you are not building yourself, or you're not building your character, then you're not doing anything to change the world. Right. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing anything to try to make the world a better place. As it is, the world is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And so we need people to step out of the gates and try to change the world, because I'm not gonna say it, but the people that's supposed to be above us, the leaders that's supposed to be above us, they only care about themselves at the end of the day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we have to be the ones to actually take care of ourselves and try to change this world, because otherwise it's either they gonna stop us or either we gonna stop ourselves.
Right.
So just gotta be aware of that. And the third thing is this, man. Tell someone you love them.
That is exactly right.
Straight up, man. Tell someone you love them, man. Because you never know. And I say this a lot, but you never know when they're gone. You never know when someone passes away. You know what I'm saying? Each and every one of us have our time in this world. And it's not tough to tell somebody, to say that, or it's not tough to not be, to say, let me say it like this. You're not tough just because you don't tell someone you love them. You know what I'm saying? It's not weird to tell someone you love them. I'm not dating you. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to date you in order to tell you that I love you.
Yeah, you know it doesn't have to be anything that's romantic. You can say that you love someone with, just friendship, with just camaraderie. Like, you want people to know that, hey, I may not be here all the time, but there's some part of me, I'm thinking about you. I feel for you. I'm hoping the best for you, And I think we've gotten to the point in the world where it doesn't seem like that's the way to be vulnerable. Right.
Yeah. So, like I said, man, you never know when anyone's gone. I was able to tell my dad before he passed away that I love him. I was able to, because the thing was, like I said, it would have been a shame if I did not see my dad at that hospital that day. Yeah. And he passed away 2 days after the fact.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, tell your kids, tell your people that you love them and show love to them. You know what I'm saying? You don't tell them that you love them and then just push them aside. Like, really show them how much you love them. And there's nothing wrong with, showing love. You know what I'm saying? Spending time with somebody that you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? So, again, just have more love in this world, man, because this world is, like I said, it's crashing down. And like I tell y'all, and I'm not trying to be political, but the leaders above us are not really leaders. So
yeah, and that's one of the things. Like, we can't commit to doom, right? Because there's too much work, right? There's too much stuff to do, right? So we're gonna keep being positive and do what needs to be done. Yeah. We're going to help each other, and we're going to help others, and we're going to be positive. Yeah, because that's all we can depend on, just positivity. And if you're religious, just to believe in God that it ain't going to change. So yeah, man, like that's what I would suggest. Like, just be positive. Love each other and stop killing each other. It's senseless. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Another question I have is, what do you want to do in your future? Well, man, I could tell you what I want to do, but I'm pretty sure that I will be sent where I'm needed, because I don't know if that's how my life has been playing out lately. Yeah. I am sent where I'm needed. Yeah. So what I want to do, I want to own a homestead and grow my own food. Oh. That's what I want to do. I want to raise some chickens and bake my bread and live my little life and go on vacation like once a month. That's the dream. But I think for me, as far as career is concerned, I definitely want to work outside. I want to be involved in environment and, plants, animals. Yeah.
Okay.
The changing of this beautiful earth.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you see, my cousin, my uncle, he has his own farm. Like, not farm, but he grows his own vegetables and stuff. And so it just reminded me of that. I was like, I would have never thought, But I mean, like I said, personally, that's good, because nowadays you don't have to spend much. I mean, you would spend more on food rather than growing it. So if you got the seeds and everything, if you got chickens, now, I mean, make eggs. Now, I'll look at it. I'm like, but if you want to grow your own chickens, have your own chickens and just, make eggs like that. Or like I said, man, it's good. It's a lot cheaper too.
It is a lot cheaper. And I love gardening. Gardening is so relaxing. It is just one of those things, like, every day you get out of school or off work and you're playing in the dirt and you're not making, you're helping something along that is going to nourish you. And it's so fulfilling.
Right. Okay. For me, like I said, I want to be in this podcasting field. Like like I said, I plan on getting my own set eventually over time, to where I could just bring my stuff or have my own studio in my own room. Right. That people can just feel comfortable in being like, hey, well, I think you got a podcast. Oh, shoot, that's
that's nice setup right there. Yeah.
So, but you better not steal it. But the thing is, like, I want to have my own studio. If we're talking long term, though, I kind of want to be into sports broadcasting. But I haven't figured out yet, like, what I want to do, because, like, I've done everything at this point. I've done graduations. I've made videos. I got a podcast. So it feels like everything I'm doing is like I don't know where to go right now.
Yeah,
like, no. I want to do sports broadcasting, but is that really my direction that I want to go?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My cousin will ask me those difficult questions all the time, where he'll be like, hey, you about to be a junior, right? Like, do you know what you want to do? And I'm like, no, I don't. Like,
and the thing is that you can have an idea about what you want to do, but the best thing to keep in mind is to be flexible.
Right.
Because you never know what kind of opportunity is around the corner.
Right.
And see, one of the things that's helped me is like doing research, like just tons of research, just going online. Like, we have information at our fingertips, and doing research on how I can get an internship or a fellowship or connect with people in industry, or, just trying to figure out how to get your foot in the door.
Right. Yeah. So, like I said, the future holds. I love to do this. Like, I've been contemplating, I ain't gonna lie, I've been contemplating on stopping this podcast recently. But the thing is, it's like, if I stop it, if I choose to get back to it, then is it really purposeful? Because I've done this for 2 years. And you know what I'm saying? If I stop now, then what the hell am I doing later on if I try to go back to it? You know what I'm saying? So it's a grind. Like I said, this thing here is, like I said, it's like it helps me out a lot. You know what I'm saying? I love being able to talk to people. I've done like 70 episodes of this. You know what I'm saying? I love talking to people about life and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I used to do, like I said, like me and my boys were talking about this. One thing we used to do, and we had to grow out of it, was like, and we still gotta work on it, because like I said, it's just hard to do an episode by myself. But I'm now capable of doing episodes by myself if I need to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But if anything goes on, my boys will always have my back.
That's wonderful.
You know what I'm saying? So,
friendship to have.
So, like I told him, I said, basically, I'm like, hey, podcast episodes like this, just because I want to learn how to grow talking to people. Because like I said, I get nervous with every podcast I do. I want to be able to talk to people one-on-one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I do that myself. But y'all know, when the NFL draft or when the NBA draft or whenever goes on, you'll see my boys there.
Yeah.
You will see my boys there. My boys will literally be talking about it. Y'all don't know this, but me and OG are already watching film on some stuff. You know, football players and all that. We already got things we want to talk about in like February. March. It's already February. So with that being said, like we gonna get this stuff done. Like I said, the end goal is to try to learn from it, not really to grow a fan base. Like I said, it's good if I get 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 followers.
Right.
But like I said, my purpose is just doing this for fun and just doing it because me and my boys have conversations like this all the time. And then also, like I said, just because I want to, you know what I'm saying, even though you don't want to be a part of social media, it can probably help someone out, you know what I'm saying, with their social media.
Yeah, no, what most definitely. I have my qualms with social media, but I would encourage other people to definitely do it if they have something to say, something that they want to create. 100%.
Right. So, yeah, man. Is there any questions you got for me?
So, how's your day going so far?
It's going good.
It's going good?
Yeah.
That's good. You know, the summer's coming up.
Yeah.
Any plans for the summer?
Mama. Well, I got a birthday in the summer.
Ooh.
I don't know what I want to do exactly. Like I know what I want to do, but I got summer school I'm gonna have to take. You know, unless I take 2 summer school classes in May and I take 1 in June and just have July all to myself, which would be a good plan actually. You got me thinking.
Yeah.
But I got a birthday in the summer. I know I'm gonna be working heavily in the summer. I'll be working at this job actually. Over the summer, we got 9 graduations we got to do. High school graduations we got to do. So yeah, we got to do that. Any plans for the summer? Like I said, I really don't be doing much in the summer because I have so much going on. So the only time I really am able to do stuff is when either Roland's down here or when, like I said, someone asks me, hey, you want to do something? And I really don't do much myself. But I will, like I said, I'll try to make it my mission to hopefully pay off this summer tuition with the summer school classes. Then I will also work on my studio, work on trying to build up my studio. And then, like I said, hopefully I'll be able to see somebody that I'm very close to.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, my lady.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. When it's all said and done, the summer is gonna be hot. I ain't gonna really be in the pool. I'm probably stay inside after working classes. But you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be a very, very summer ain't really gonna be nothing. It's probably gonna be just me working classes and all that.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen this summer. I'm hoping to be down at the beach. I'm looking forward to heat and water.
Yeah.
So that's something that I'm really excited about. I don't know. It's just, if I can take a summer class, I will try.
Yeah.
You know, but it seems like all I have left is classes towards my major, and they a lot of times do not have summer classes.
Yeah.
Now, as for the next couple of weeks, your girl's about to turn 28, so I'm really, really excited.
Word. I thought you were 25.
No, I'm not 25.
Jeez. Yeah. Looks could be deceiving.
Yeah, I know they can, but yeah, no, I'm about to be 28. Okay, and for those of you who believe in was it astrology, yeah, I'm about to experience my Saturn return, so you will probably see me in tears.
That's crazy. But when's your birthday?
March 4th.
Okay. All right. I make sure to check in because the thing is like my girlfriend's brother is on the first, and so it'll have me thinking already because.
And yours is during the summer. Is it June?
It's July.
It's July.
July 16th.
16th. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll be 23. Hopefully with a full head of a chin hair, full of beard.
Yeah, a full beard.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
I want to I call it the aggressive look. Like I'm trying to look not bless you.
Thank you.
I'm not trying to look like a wild man, but I am also trying to I'm trying to have that face where I have the aggressive face where I'm all bushy beard and all.
The whole bushy beard.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I can give you some of my beard. I got peach fuzz right here on the top lip.
No, I already got enough. Like I said, I've actually got my hair cut a few times, and I didn't think my sideburns was gonna go fast, bro. What's that? I got my hair done on the 14th of January, I think. And boy, I tell you, like my sideburns grew in so fast, and I was like, normally as I was younger, of course, things changed, but as I got younger, when I was younger, my sideburns would never grow in this fast. So with it growing fast and it's like getting thicker, I'm like, bro, okay. A few haircuts, a few sideburn haircuts. I'm not, because I got lots going on the sides, but a few sideburn lock cut-ins, bro. I'll be there. I'm almost like, I can feel it like right here. Like I feel it's connected, but it's
coming
not
along.
It's
just gonna take some time. That's all.
Yeah.
So you've been sick for, past couple of days, and you're feeling better now.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Man, podcast. If we did this last week, y'all probably would have been like, why the hell is he doing this? Because I had to go to the doctor's care recently to try to see if I was going through a lot. I am somehow growing my Adam's apple at 22. So they said, what's going on? And so I told you.
Yeah.
Right there. Like, I'm like, bro, what the hell? Like, why's that thing growing like that? So next thing you know, I went just to see because I felt kind of like pressured. Even now, I still kind of feel like the pressure of like breathing, but it's not bad. So I'm like, what the hell? What the hell's going on? So I went there. They said, your Adam's apple's growing. I said, okay. So now as I start to speak, you can hear it too. Like my voice starts to pitch a lot. And I'm like, bro, am I really becoming a man in the
oh my goodness.
Like, shoot. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I said, everyone's been going through a sickness and all that. And I've recovered, but like I said, I still got this Adam's apple problem where it's like, I don't even know if it's really that, but we gonna see.
It's crazy because people have been getting sick left and right, and I've been ducking and dodging, and I'm just like, I'm in the customer service industry, so it's getting a little scary out here. I'm like, why is everybody dropping like flies?
Right.
It all starts with this head congestion situation that people are saying that they feel congested in their head. So if you're feeling that, then I would definitely encourage you to go get some medicine and stay home and take care of yourself if possible.
Right. You got anything else to say?
Let's see.
Because I know you got to get out of here at a certain time.
I know. I'm having such a good time. It's already 1:30. Wow. Okay. So I'll ask 3 questions.
I'll answer 3 questions.
All right. What would you change about your past if you could? Which I think we kind of went over that. So I'll actually give you another question. What's a belief you've held that has changed over time?
Okay. What's a belief? A belief that I've changed over time was I felt like I needed people in order for me to be successful. Or I felt like I needed friends in order for me to have a good life, more like. So like I said, there was some friends, and I'm not gonna talk trash because that's one thing I said. I said I would not try to do anymore. But I've had friends that we don't talk no more. Mm-hmm. And I thought those were longtime friends. I thought they were gonna be like rolling. We've known each other for 12 years.
That's a long friendship.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? I thought we were gonna have long friendships. They don't all last. So as I said, as I was going through that suicide and all that, I thought that it was going to be like they gonna be there for me, and they aren't. So with that being said, like, I've changed up. When I got to that little situation in Labor Day, I changed up. I was like, bro, okay, I need to be to myself. I need to learn how to be to myself. Because if I'm depending on people to actually do stuff for me, it's not all the time. All the time, it's not going to work. Mm-hmm. So like I said, ever since Labor Day, I made my decision to stay to myself. And when you see me, you see me. And it's also caused me to work harder with school. It's also caused me to be having good grades. Like last semester, that was my best semester of all time. Like I had 2 A's, 1 B. If the teacher didn't want to be so doggone hard, he could have gave me a C. But you know what I'm saying? I've had my best semester last semester because of all that. So I would say I don't need people in order to have myself feel happy about my own life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to answer the question as well. So I think one belief that I did have was that things had to be a certain way, that there had to be like a schedule to my life, and that if it did not happen, then I was failing.
Right.
And I found that when I became more flexible and kind of let that go, things fell into place.
Right.
So my next question is, if you could relive any moment in your life, what would it be?
I have 3 answers to that. 10 years ago, I wish that I could relive the time where I was with my dad. I wish he was still here. So if I could relive my time with dad, from my 18 years, if I could relive that, I would. Second thing is, if I could relive the first time I read Roland and OG, if I those two, like I said, man, I don't tell them this a lot. Well, Roland tells me this, but that I love them to death. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's insane how much I care, how much they care for me, how much me and OG just chat up and talk. We be talking yesterday. We talked yesterday. And like I said, as much as I can't laugh right now, like because of everything's going on, bro, he has me to the point where I'm almost dying. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, bro, I remember one time, like a short story. I remember one time I was eating some good old school cookie crisp, man. I was just eating the jokers, man. I was like, yeah, man. OG called me. Man, I'm tired of basketball. I'm tired of this era's basketball, man. Doggone, man, get your tip, man. I'm like, bro. Like, he has me gasping for air. And I'm like, bro, OG, relax, bro. I can't breathe. You know, so I mean, like I said, I wish I could relive those 2 moments. Those moments with them. With Roland, like I said, I met him in 6th grade. That's what I'm saying. That's kind of goes in full circle about the conversation we had earlier. Like, if I was to go back in middle school, you know what I'm saying? The third thing is this. If I can go back and redo my locks, I love my hair. I felt like I said, it got messed up because the lady did it and she cut off my locks and put in fake locks.
Oh, wow.
But if I could relive the moment when I first had locks, and I know it's the ugly phase, but boy, I tell you, my locks will be so long because I know what to do now. Mm-hmm. I know not to pull on it when it was in its earlier stages.
Right.
I know not to put beeswax in my hair. I mean, yeah, because beeswax will build up your hair.
Yeah, you know, that makes sense.
Yeah, it will build up your hair and it'll mess it up. I've learned also to be, if I could go through that process again, like I said, my head wasn't hurting so much when I put in styles. Man, I keep my hair in a long style for weeks. The max I can only do is 4 days because the back part of my head is itchy. So I have a sensitive scalp, and it's kind of hard for me to actually, do that. But like I said, those 3 things right there, my father, my friends, my OG enroll, and my hair.
All right. All right. Okay, so this is my last question. When was the last time you felt truly at peace?
Wow. Last time I felt truly at peace, and it could be in so many ways. If I feel wind, I'll say this. If we're talking outside, if I feel wind internally, spiritually, feeling that changing me, like hitting me, that's when I start to feel at peace.
Okay.
Friday, these last 2 Fridays, that wind has been helping me a lot with internal problems, with my internal issues and rage that I had. I really could feel the wind talking to me.
Oh wow.
But if we're talking about more like, about about myself, when I felt internally peace, I'm still searching. I ain't gonna lie, because it's something always in the way. It is something always in the way. Last time I felt it though was I was in the room, or I was with somebody that one day, and they was talking about, we just had a good conversation, and it kind of just made me feel like I was at peace, because it was like a lot of stuff that I would talk about, they understood. It normally don't take a lot of people can't understand me because of how my vocabulary is. It's bad. But with that being said, like, this person understood me every single time. Like, I think when I feel peace is when I feel understood. You know what I'm saying? If I don't feel understood, it feels like, it's just because, like I said, it feels like a lot of people look at me and they assume me by my past, and so they don't want to be around me.
Right.
But if there's somebody that understands what I've been through and understand what I've gone through, and actually understands what my purpose is and why I talk the way I do, then I'm like, okay, at least one person understands me. If the whole world does not understand me, at least one person does.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, it's kind of more like I said, it's to accept this problem that I have, but it's more like that's where I find my peace. If I'm with my boys, they all know who they are. If I'm with Zay, if I'm with DC, Ace, Ro, OG, if OG pops down from where he is, Leah, if I'm on the phone with Yasmin, my family, that's where I found peace. You know what I'm saying? But for myself, if I personally had to find peace, it's with the wind. If I'm outside meditating in the trees, I'm on the trees.
Well, that sounds really peaceful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know the previous question I was asking you like your greatest moments, so I'm gonna go into mine. I have the moments where I learned something new, or I've gone to different, like, just learned something new,
right.
Been somewhere new.
Right.
It takes all of your senses because it's such a very different experience.
Right.
And as for truly feeling peace, I think it's just moments in time.
Right.
For me, like camping in the mesas in Colorado with, no tent covering, or cowboy camping. You're staring up at these stars and they're so bright and it's just so beautiful. Or when you get Or when I got off of the plane and I was in Montana and I saw this mountain and it was just, oh my goodness, it was like nothing I'd ever seen. It was something that you would probably see in a National Geographic magazine. Or when I was in Assateague Island and I was camping for 4 days on a beach. Things like that, just being near, just, I guess you could say, the many faces of God, like just
right,
experiencing that was amazing.
Right. My cousin told me about Montana. He went to Montana just for his own break. He said he loved every minute of it. He said Montana, he said he would probably go there every once in a while.
Yes.
But
yes.
He said but he said, bro, it's like peaceful. He went to where like the mountains were, and he said believe he saw a bear there. Like he saw a bear. And I was like, yeah, I would have gone fast, but he saw a bear from a distance, and like he was like, bro, he had so much of a good time there when he was in Montana. And I told him, I said, where did you go? And he was like, hey, man, I went to this bar and the people are there so nice. People there are so cool. You know what I'm saying? It was just a great time, the whole time. I was riding around. I made a song down there in Montana.
Oh, wow.
I was like, yeah, okay.
That's amazing. That is really cool.
Yeah, so that was more of his thing, you know what I'm saying? So I would love to go down there myself and see.
Yeah, no, I would definitely encourage it. I would definitely encourage people to go out there, travel, get to know, our home, this beautiful place that we live on, that we have the privilege to live on.
Right. For sure. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, Locked In Podcast, man. Thank y'all so much for watching. I never had people interact with me like this, so it's kind of good, like I said, for y'all, even though I need to start being like that more, start asking me questions, you know what I'm saying, because it feels fun doing stuff like this, talking to people about life stuff and questions about, what you want to do in your future, the engaging portion of this all, man. That being said, Sasha, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, I'll try to get this out on Monday. I'll probably be here till like 10 o'clock.
Okay, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, again, y'all, thank y'all so much for watching. Again, I hope y'all enjoy. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully I don't do this again, but we had to do this like twice. Hopefully the music don't be louder than us, because if so, then hell, that's gonna be an issue on me. But if that being said, I'll let you know.
Right.
But yeah, again, appreciate y'all for watching. I love y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed. And yeah, let us know what you want us to do next. Again, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. And we're out. We appreciate Sasha for being on the podcast. It was a great conversation between me and her. But with that being said, we appreciate y'all for watching. We love y'all, and we're out from DSJ Studio Productions.